space for the shot.
Steph Curry stole the show in the 2024 Olympics. Like, this was the Steph Curry that fans know him to be as the clutch sniper he is. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and watch how Steph Curry dominated in the moments that mattered most.
Let's get it.
The color and the noise at the men's basketball at Paris 2024.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Dribble, puts it up.
Steph banks his fourth three-pointer in a row to solidify Team USA's win over France in the gold medal game and sends the night-night message to let everyone know it's game over. But this shot wasn't just any other shot. Even Bam Adebayo was so confused at first seeing as KD and LeBron were wide open. I was kind of like, what the f***? And then I remembered who was shooting it. This man shot over two defenders and made it look easy. But overall, everything really boiled down to the two games that mattered the most: the semifinals and the finals, where he led both games with 36 points in the semis, becoming the new single game point leader in the tournament, and then 24 points in the finals. Not bad for his first Olympics ever. Which is kind of bizarre if you think about it. He wasn't even considered in 2012 for London. In 2016 in Brazil, he had ankle injuries, so he withdrew his name, and then also did the same thing in 2020 for Tokyo. Now let's go back to August 8th between USA and Serbia. What Serbia did against Team USA shocked the world, but Steph stole the show. Everyone was waiting for the Steph and Curry game, and well, they got it. Prior to this game, USA won both games against Serbia comfortably.
And just like that, the USA have taken the lead. There's a break for the USA. Here comes James. And a little Euro step counted.
So it was kind of expected for them to win comfortably once again. And even according to DraftKings, the moneyline odds were Serbia plus 800 and USA minus 1350. So it was safe to say that the US would take this one. But this game turned out to be something completely different.
He goes for three and one. Curry comes back.
Steph took the game to another level by putting up 17 of Team USA's 23 points in the first quarter alone. But he wasn't the only one with a high performance. All of Team Serbia came in with the heat, taking the lead by 8. This wasn't the same Serbia team. They kept the first quarter neck and neck, even taking the lead a few times. Had it not been for Steph's 17 points, who knows how much bigger the gap would have been. Almost every time Serbia drained a shot, Steph wouldn't be far behind to respond.
They're knocking them down.
Curry with the...
And he just kept it coming, putting up 4 threes in a row.
Off target, but MP just punches it out to him for a second chance. Don't give Steph Curry a second. Clock winding down. Curry.
By the fourth three-pointer, Steph is just calling for it. The bench is on their feet, and before it goes in, Steph pulls the no-look shot.
Pass out here for Curry, who doesn't even need to look.
But despite the way Steph was cooking, Serbia wasn't backing down. After Steph's fourth three-pointer, Serbia went 7-0 over the next minute and a half and just continued putting up points. Even though Steph kept putting up threes, it just wasn't enough to pull through the first quarter for the US. For the next 2 quarters, Serbia had complete control over the US, widening the gap from 8 in the first quarter to 17 points in the second, becoming the largest deficit for the US in the Olympics. For the first time since 2004, the idea of the US not going to a gold medal game started to sink in. Steph put up only 10 points, while the rest of the team just couldn't fight off this new and improved Serbia team. Heading into the fourth quarter, Serbia had a 13-point lead, so as you can imagine, the pressure was on. During the fourth quarter, the US held off Serbia hard, only allowing Serbia to score twice over 3 minutes. As for the US, they managed to close the gap from 13 to 5. At this point, it's becoming any man's game. But the momentum that Serbia had started to crumble after drawing more fouls and missing crucial shots. And with 3 minutes and 43 seconds left, LeBron comes in clutch to tie the game 84 apiece.
Driving. Stop that, he says.
But the question is, where is Steph? He's basically like Dr. Strange, who could see the future and was waiting for the last 2 minutes, because that's where he would step on the scene. With just over 2 minutes left and the game going back and forth, Steph finally shows up.
Curry comes back. And puts the US ahead!
For the first time since the first quarter, the US take the lead, and it's all thanks to Steph coming in clutch at the right moment. But it doesn't stop there. Like, the way Steph saw this coming and then putting himself in the passing lane is just next level. USA closed a 13-point gap, and Steph sealed the game. This was a game that nobody would forget for a lifetime. Even KD and Steve Kerr had some words to say after the game.
Come on, man. How can you not celebrate a win like that? Everybody here gonna remember this night for the rest of their lives. That's how special this is.
Serbia was brilliant today, and I'm really humbled to have been part of this game. It's one of the greatest basketball games I've ever been a part of. They were perfect. They played a perfect game. They forced us to reach the highest level of competition that we could find. Our guys were incredible in that fourth quarter and got it done. Now, just a quick side note before we move on. We've also got to mention how LeBron put up a triple-double during the semis as well, becoming the first player to record multiple triple-doubles in Olympic history. Like, the man is 39 and still producing. He's now one of only 3 players to do it, joining Sasha Belov in 1976 and Luka Doncic Doncic in 2021. He also made history by moving up to second place for all-time assists in the Olympics with the 10 dimes he produced against Serbia. And to everyone's surprise, Joel Embiid was second in points at 19 for Team USA. But don't hold your breath, because during the gold medal game, he only put up 4 points. Shocker, right? But again, Serbia really did shock the world, but they weren't the only team to do so. France also did this as well. They ended up second in their group and had to go through Group A's first seed Team Canada and Group B's first seed Team Germany, who both had the same 3-0 record as the US. And they knocked out both these teams in the quarterfinals and semis. Now, it's a rematch from the Tokyo Olympics in 2020 between the USA and France. But the word out there was that France would be a problem for the US. They had this year's Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, and the Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. So this wasn't going to be a walk in the park. And it seemed that way for Steph. Right into the first quarter, not putting up a single point. That said, the rest of the team managed to hold it down with a 5-point gap over France. But like we said earlier, Steph showed up in the moments that mattered most. Even in the second quarter, he didn't produce a ton, but still managed to bank some threes late in the quarter.
Curry for 3.
That said, we have to mention this crazy dunk over LeBron by Gershon Yabusele.
Lovely little dummy, Yabusele on LeBron James! Wow!
Absolutely wild. But right after this play, Steph makes this crazy shot over Wemby.
Over Wembanyama. Incredible shot.
Like, Victor has a 7'4" frame, and Steph made that shot look easy. Talking about a David and Goliath situation. Heading into the third quarter, the US started to take control of the game. I mean, you'd think after banking a shot over Wemby, he would run out of tricks. But it's Steph. The US managed to create a 14-point gap with France, and it was Steph who did it with style.
Coming from the French bench on how to defend this, but Curry just fires away.
Notice how Steph walks in to pretend he's going to set the pick for LeBron, but then immediately pivots the second France double teams LeBron, leaving Steph wide open. Now, if you remember from the last game, Steph went off in the fourth quarter. Well, he does it again with France. France closed the 14-point gap to a 3-point game, so Steph comes in clutch for the moment to hold down the lead.
To Curry to quieten things down. Of course.
On the back pass, and those two have talked about wanting to play with each other.
What's crazy is that all game Steph put up only 12 points. But in these last 3 minutes, he puts up another 12 points. And there are 4 3-pointers in a row. Again, we just saw the first one, but the next 2 go off with back-to-back shots.
Comes back. Again with the fake.
Nicholas Batum responds right after this.
Batum for the reply. Oh, the captain leading.
And then Steph answers back right
down
away.
the baseline. Kicks it out to Curry. Again, makes space for
But this isn't the end of it yet. By this point in the game, with less than a minute to go, USA has a 6-point lead, and Steph seals the gold medal with a shot that will never be forgotten and may even be known as the Golden Dagger.
Back to Curry. Lovely dribble, puts it up. Oh.
This guy really stole the show, where it mattered most, scoring 60 points between the semifinals and final game, putting up 17 of 26 3-pointers to help the USA win their 5th consecutive Olympic gold medal.